How to learn to trust a Capricorn. Capricorns are people with a strong character, perseverance, and a strong drive for success. But due to their seriousness and caution, they can seem closed and difficult to understand. What prevents us from trusting them, and how can we build a trusting relationship with this earthy and responsible sign? Let's figure out how to learn to trust a Capricorn and understand their true essence. Who are Capricorns? Before we move on to the topic of trust, let's learn more about Capricorns. They are the 10th sign of the zodiac, and their ruler is Saturn, the planet of discipline, responsibility, and time. Capricorns are an earth sign, which gives them practicality, realism, and a desire for stability. These people don't believe in miracles. They believe in hard work and a long-term perspective. Serious and self-sufficient, Capricorns often prefer action to talk and usually adhere to a well-thought-out strategy in life. Key traits of Capricorns. Responsibility. Capricorns are people who always take responsibility for both their own affairs and those of others. It's important for them to fulfill their commitments and be reliable under any circumstances. Hard work. These people aren't afraid to work hard for results, even if it requires a lot of time and effort. They don't look for easy ways and are capable of working long hours to achieve their goals. Caution and calculation. Capricorns often evaluate situations from all angles and make decisions only when they are confident in their correctness. They rarely act impulsively, always preferring measured steps. Self-discipline. One of Capricorn's greatest strengths is their self-discipline. They are able to follow strict rules, control their emotions, and stay focused on their goals. Reserved and private. Capricorns are reluctant to reveal their feelings or experiences at first. They carefully protect their emotions and personal matters from prying eyes. Why can trusting Capricorns be difficult? Now let's explore why trusting Capricorns can be difficult for many people. Capricorns have several characteristics that can make it difficult to establish close and trusting relationships. Caution and a slow approach. Capricorns are slow to open up. They are cautious in their actions and prefer to get to know a person inside and out before trusting them. This can be perceived as coldness or unapproachability. Example. If you're just starting a relationship with a Capricorn, they may not immediately show interest or emotion. They will be observing you, trying to see if you can be a reliable partner. Patience and a willingness to give them time are key in this process. Emotional reserve. Capricorns rarely display their feelings openly. They can be awkward in expressing emotions, and this can create the impression that they don't trust or don't feel close. Example. If a Capricorn doesn't show their feelings, you may feel that they don't care about you as much as you want them to. However, in reality, his silence may mean he's serious about the relationship but prefers to act rather than talk about his feelings. Fear of failure and disappointment. Capricorns are extremely afraid of failure, and this affects their approach to trust. They may doubt people because they don't want to be in a situation where their trust is betrayed. Example. If you fail to live up to a Capricorn's expectations or fail to fulfill a commitment, this can affect their perception of you. It's important for a Capricorn to be confident that the person they trust won't let them down. Practicality and realism. Capricorns tend to view the world from a practical and logical perspective. They often distrust emotions or beautiful words without concrete actions. This can create the impression that they are unwilling to believe in abstract promises or feelings, but require concrete proof. Example. A Capricorn may be unable to understand someone who builds castles in the air and doesn't back up their words with real actions. He wants to see results, not just words, and this sometimes prevents him from trusting people who do not express themselves clearly and confidently. How do Capricorns show trust? When Capricorns trust, they do so deeply and reliably. Their approach to trust has several key aspects. Willingness to help and support. If a Capricorn trusts you, they will be willing to help you when needed. They won't be afraid to take responsibility for your problems and will also offer support during difficult times. Example. If a Capricorn decides to help you with something important, it means they trust you. Their help will be reliable and serious, as they always fulfill their obligations. Willingness to open up. Capricorns don't open up right away, but if they begin to trust, they gradually reveal their personal experiences and thoughts to you. This may be a slow and gradual process, but it's worth the wait. Example. If a Capricorn begins to talk about their experiences or personal goals, it's a sign that they trust you and are willing to share their thoughts. Long-term commitments. Capricorns are people who believe in long-term relationships. If a Capricorn decides to trust you, they will be willing to invest in you and the relationship. They are not afraid to make a long-term commitment if they see you as a reliable partner. Example. When a Capricorn decides to stay with you long-term, it means they trust you and see you as their rock. How to learn to trust Capricorns. Now let's talk about how to learn to trust Capricorns. These people can be slow to establish trust, but with the right approach, trust will become strong and deep. Be patient. Capricorns need time to trust. It's a slow process, and it's important not to rush things. Give Capricorn space to evaluate you and your intentions. Example. If a Capricorn isn't forthcoming about their feelings, don't push them to explain themselves. Instead, be patient and understanding, and they'll soon open up. Prove your reliability. Capricorns value those who keep their promises and stand firm. If you want to earn a Capricorn's trust, it's important to be consistent and reliable. Example. If you promise to do something for a Capricorn, be sure to follow through. A Capricorn won't trust you if you don't keep your promises. Be sincere and honest. Capricorns don't believe in empty words. They value real actions. If you want to earn a Capricorn's trust, be honest and open, especially in critical situations. Example. If you have doubts or problems, don't hide them. Directness and honesty will always help build trust in a relationship. Don't strive for instant results. Trust with a Capricorn is built gradually. Don't expect them to open up to you right away. Show them that you're willing to work for the relationship and earn their trust day after day. The benefits of trusting a Capricorn. When you learn to trust Capricorns, you'll reap several clear benefits. Reliability and stability. Capricorns are partners who are always there when they promise. Their word is law, and they will keep their promises. Support in difficult times. Capricorns are people you can rely on when times get tough. They aren't afraid to take responsibility and solve problems. Long-term relationships. If a Capricorn trusts you, it means you can count on them for the long haul. These people aren't afraid to build strong and stable relationships. So, learning to trust Capricorns is a process that requires time, patience, and effort. Capricorns are reliable and serious people who value honesty and responsibility. If you show patience and sincerity, they will open up to you and become loyal partners.